So apparently you guys really like this Obsidian superconductor ring, and that shows it from the views. So what we're going to do in this video is a follow-up to that. This was a suggestion that a bunch of you down in the comments suggested, and I think it's going to look really cool. We're going to fill in all the cracks with glow powder. So it's already a really cool looking ring, at least I think. But if we fill in some glow powder in those cracks, this should look amazing. So stick around till the end. I'm going to post some really cool glow shots of it. And if all goes well, this should look like an amazing ring. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started with the project. We do have to wait a day actually, because we just ran out of the glow powder I wanted to use. But not to worry, we have a bunch more on the way. So more about that in a sec. Just got a new package. It's pretty small, but surprisingly there is over $500 of glow powder in this. I mean, I guess hopefully there is. We'll see right now. I'm 99% sure that's what's in here. We just got one of our first sponsorships. This is a big day for me. This is from Technoglow. They make glow powder. They make the glow powder that I use in all my rings. So someone I'm very familiar with. Ooh. But now we get it for free. Here is a pound of green glow powder. And to give you an idea, I usually buy an ounce of this at a time. So this is 16 times what we usually use. This would be good for well over 100, maybe 200 or 300 rings. So this is definitely a lot of glow powder. We've just got so much more. So we got blue, aqua, purple, and then we got smaller bags of orange, red, and white. So check this out. Those are going to be sweet. They also sent us this UV floodlight a few weeks ago. This is it has a black light LED in it, and this is super powerful. This is what we use to charge the glow powder. So I'm just going to flip off all the lights real quick. Maybe I'll just turn this one down so we can still see a little bit. And check this out. Those are so bright. The green and the aqua, those are the ones that glow the brightest. This is so cool. You can see it like lighting up my face, my hand, and everything. So huge shout out to Technoglow. I'll have a link in the description. You can go to their website. They make what's, in my opinion, the best glow powder there is. Okay, so I've got a strategy that I'm going to use in order to fill up the cracks. Let me zoom in to give you a better look. So I need a way to get the glow powder in there and keep it stuck in there, but I also don't want to make it a lot of work on the outside. So if I use like a resin or super glue, I'd get a bunch all over the outside, and then that'd be a whole lot of work to scrape that off. Because this isn't a round ring, I can't just throw it on the lathe and scrape it off. I'd have to go in by hand and use a razor blade or something to scrape it all off, and that would seriously be hours and hours of work. So what I've come up with is I'm going to use some Protect-A-Clear, and this is a finish that I use on some of my rings. It protects it from oxidation and things like that, and this will actually dissolve in alcohol if it's not fully cured yet. And so the idea is that I'm going to put some all over the ring, as well as, of course, getting into the cracks. And then I will sprinkle the glow powder everywhere. And then I will use a rag that's wet with alcohol to wipe away all of the glow powder that is on the outside of the ring. And so it'll just get the glow powder that's on the outside of the ring, and then it won't affect anything on the inside cracks. So that's my strategy. I think it will work, so let's try it out right now. Okay, so I'm going to stick the superconductor ring on this expanding ring mandrel. This way I can keep the ring spinning. And I'm sticking it in my lathe jaws here. This way I can keep the ring spinning while it is drying. That way the Protect-A-Clear won't drip down to the bottom or anything like that. Going to screw this screw in, and that will expand the teeth on this and clamp this into place. Okay, so that's on there. And then from here out, it's going to be pretty simple. I'm going to use this brush to spread some of this all over the ring, and then just sprinkle the glow powder in everywhere. Alright, so it's actually a full day later. This actually took a lot longer than I thought it would, just because I couldn't get that Protect-A-Clear to dry as fast as I needed it to. What ended up happening is that it made a really thick layer of the glow powder, and the whole thing was just infused with the Protect-A-Clear. So there was a bunch there, and so I was even using a heat gun, but just couldn't get it to dry fast enough. So here we are a day later. I've had to mess with it a whole bunch. I needed to scrape any of the residue off the superconductor filaments. There was just stuff everywhere, so I went in with a razor blade and carefully scraped each of them off. But now we are totally done. We're ready. So I'm just going to loosen the ring mandrel here. And this should just slide off. It was a pretty tight fit, so this might be a little bit tricky. There it goes. Okay, there it is. Looks like we've got plenty of cleanup to do on the inside, but I will get on that and we'll check out the results. Alright, so the ring is finished. We've got all that glow powder jammed in there, and it's time for the big reveal. So I've got the UV flashlight here. I've got all the lights off in this room except for these two to my side. I'm going to turn those off here in a sec. Okay, first one off, and the second. Check that out. That's so cool. Let me know if you want to see this as an option on my site. I think this ring looks so much better in the dark when it's got the glow powder in there. It's going to be very difficult to do. I'm going to have to figure out a better process for doing it if I were to offer it. But if you like this ring even before I added the glow, you can always check it out on my website. I've got a link down there. I'm going to go take a bunch of different photos in the dark, get a whole bunch of cool pictures for you guys so we can really show this thing off. Here you can see this is just a UV flashlight. You can buy them on eBay. And it just charges this up super bright. Anyways guys, that's going to be it for this video. Please do give me a like on this if you enjoyed the video. And then you can also follow me on Instagram. That's somewhere where I really like to interact with you guys. I'm always posting on there almost daily. And then to be honest, it's just pretty hard to reply to all the comments I get on the YouTube videos. And Instagram, I've got a much smaller following there. So I'm able to reply to a lot more of you guys. And I think it's just a great way to interact with you guys. So if you're not following me there, make sure to change that. Link down in the description, as well as to my website, all of that. But that's it for this video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.